back for another workout of the day. Today is an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes. It's called Savage. It is 10 goblet squats, 20 ab twists, 10 weighted step ups, 20 renegade rows. And every time you complete that 3 times, then you're going to do 10 burpees. So we're going to go through all those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. All right, everyone. So the first movement of the workout is going to be our goblet squat. What we want to keep in mind when we're doing the goblet squat is that we are focusing on keeping everything tight. We want to go straight up and down, and we want to make sure that we're keeping our feet flat on the ground. So some of this has to do with mobility, but a lot of it has to do with good form. So what we want to keep in mind is that we want our legs to be about hip width or slightly wider than hip width apart while we squat. We want our toes slightly pointed outward. This allows us to have our knees follow our toes so that they go out instead of forward or in. We want to make sure we're pushing those legs out. This is going to allow us to keep our feet flat on the ground and go straight up and down. When we point our feet forward, we're going to automatically roll. We're going to roll our body forward, and that's when we start getting on the balls of our feet, and our body starts to not support each other because now we're shifting our weight in different places. So pointing them out allows us to go straight up and down and allows everything to support each other. So we're going to keep our chest up. We're going to keep our core tight. We're going to come down into a nice squat. Our feet are flat the whole time. We're not lifting our heels up. So we want to come down. We want to come down to at least parallel, which is where this part of our leg is parallel to the ground, or below if we can. Again, some of that has to do with mobility, but a lot of it has to do with form. Keeping those knees out is going to allow us to not fall forward, and keeping our chest upright, especially when we add weight to this. So the modification would be just body weight. So you're just going to go up and down, right? But again, keep those feet flat on the ground. If you need a bench or a box to go to, you can come down to the bench or box. But what we don't want is lifting your legs up or squeezing your knees together. We want those knees to remain out. Our feet are always flat on the ground, and we're going to stand up using our legs, not the momentum. And we also don't want to be pushing onto our legs. That's going to shift that weight and put extra pressure on those knees and hips. So avoid that. Okay, so back to the goblet squat. So we want to add weight. You can use a dumbbell. I like holding my dumbbell like this. And I'm just going straight up and down, and I'm making sure that I'm coming all the way up at the top. So I want to lock out at the top. You see how my hips and my knees lock at the top. I'm not cutting it short. You can also use the bench with the weight as well. But again, no rocking, just pure legs on that. Or if you don't have a weight and you want to use a band, you can step on that band, keeping those toes slightly outward. Pull this into a front rack position and come down using that resistance as the weight. Okay, next one is our ab twist. So of course we got to use an ab movement in the workout. So what we want to do is we want to cross our legs. We want to lean back so that we're engaging the core. And we're going to twist back and forth. The only thing on the ground is my butt. So you can use that with or without a weight. If you use a weight, keep it nice and close to your body, squeezing those abs, allowing your abs to do the work. You can also use a band, but you're going to have to do, 10 on each side. So sit on that band and pull, and then just switch sides. You can do that if you can't get on the ground. You can also use the bench or the box to sit on and, twist back and forth. Just be careful not to fall. Okay. Next movement is our weighted step up. So let's just go over the step up first. So you can do this with or without a weight. Workout calls for weight, but the modification, no weight. So if you don't have a box, you can use, if you have bumper plates, you can stack bumper plates. You can use stairs. I would suggest whatever you use, you can use a bench. Whatever you use, just make sure it's stable enough that it's not wobbly when you step up onto it. So our whole foot is going on top of the box. We're going to use this leg and this leg only to stand up on the box. And once it's in all the way up, locked out, then I can go ahead, put that second foot all the way on top of the box, step down, and reverse, keeping our body up and tight, especially when we start adding the weight. Do not lean onto your leg. I feel like sometimes people think they're helping themselves, but they're actually making it worse by putting more pressure on places that are probably hurting if you're using that to help you. So lower that step if you need to. So with weights, we can do two ways. We can do a suitcase carry. Just remember, with the suitcase carry, we don't want our shoulders to come forward. We want to be squeezing our shoulder blades back, and we're going to step up on that box, step back down, all the way up, switch, or you can go ahead and hold it in that front rack position, and the same thing. Now you can use whatever weight you feel comfortable with. Challenge yourself, but make sure whatever weight you use, you do it with good form. The other thing you can do is, if you have a band, you're going to have to do one leg at a time. So it is 10 step up, so you're going to have to do 5 on each side. So you're going to step on that band on the box. You're going to hold the band in your hand, and you're going to step up. So as you step up, you'll feel the resistance of the band pull. Go ahead, put that one foot on, step back down, all the way up. Just don't cut yourself short, like by just doing like some weird thing. Make sure that you're stepping all the way up and feeling that resistance as you come up. And then you just have to switch legs, switch arms, all the way up. Place that foot on the box so you make sure that you're stepping all the way up. The next and last movement is going to be our renegade row. So the renegade row, the important thing is to stay tight. We're squeezing our abs, our glutes, our legs. Everything is being squeezed so that we don't move our body. The only thing that should be moving is our arms. So first, let's just go over the position. So we want a nice plank position, right? We're going to spread our feet a little bit wider because we're going to row the weight up and down. Now we only row to about 90-degree angles. That's it. You don't have to go further. What we don't want is this turning. So our body should not be turning. So we're going to place those dumbbells about right under our shoulders. We're going to squeeze everything. Our feet are a little bit wider to create that platform so that we don't move, but you must actively be squeezing the whole time. Modifications, you can do lighter weights, obviously, or you can do shoulder taps. But again, I don't, just because there's no weight doesn't mean you can stop squeezing that body. That's the important part here. You can also use a band. And again, pulling up, actively squeezing the whole time. So those are the movements for the rounds. So you're going to be doing that over and over again for 20 minutes. Every time you hit 3 rounds, you're going to do 10 burpees. So burpee is all the way down, touch the ground, jump up, come up. Half burpee modification, no push up, but make sure you're coming all the way out still, all the way up. Or you can use a box or a bench. So just make sure that when you come out, you can do it with or without a push-up, but make sure you stand up at the top. Don't just kick back and forth or do a push-up and kick back and forth. Make sure you're standing each time so you're getting the full movement. So that is the workout for the day. Remember, visit us at www.macromachinecoaching.com. Check out all of our different programs. Book a consultation. You can find out what the programs are right for you, if you're right for us, and we'll get you on track and let you hit your goals the way you were meant to hit your goals. See you next time.